Hello everyone and welcome back. Game number 2 of VP going up against Navi for ESL One Frankfurt 2016 semi-final number 1. We've got 2 of them coming your way tonight. But so far, Navi pretty much got taken to school and they failed. Virtus.Pro teach them. Teach them the way so game number 2 can be a little bit closer.
Have Virtus.Pro figured themselves out? I mean, I think Navi.
Do you really want to say a team that picks up a Treant Protector has figured themselves out?
I mean,
they definitely figured out how to make a Faceless Void do nothing and managed to find a way to first pick a Nature's Prophet in every single game.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the Treant Protector, but as I saw it play out in the game, I realized, it's actually pretty good. I thought when I saw the Treant Protector, I was like, I guess this is just one of the last year's supports that's left. But it actually worked out pretty well for themselves. But we talked about in between Game 1 and Game 2 that there was a lot of execution problems with Navi. Like, they got 2 supports that combo with Faceless Void, but they never actually got the Chronosphere combinations like they should have. General had to play a little bit more carefully with his Chronospheres around the OD. We saw the impact of that. OD continually was a problem in General's side because he would go through these Chronospheres and they'd set up like the Sunstrike and Meteor Blast combo coming in and boop, the hero just gets taken out of reality and completely saved from all that impending damage. So there was definitely some issues, big time issues with Navi and their draft and execution and such. But I was impressed at the strategic play by Virtus.Pro and punishing something that I actually didn't notice in the draft of Navi, which was the fact that they were so easily punished during the laning phase by the Furion. And Virtus.Pro are going to pick it up again. You're not going to have the same kind of lineup, though, from Navi, all but guaranteed. They've got a very different offlaner, even though this is one of 2 for General. Their playstyles are a bit different. The Batrider and the Void, so...
Yeah, this will be Navi going back to what is probably more comfortable for them. It's the rotate pickoff. Batrider gives you vision, you lasso, you relocate in, you get the numbers, and you try and have an advantage that way. The issue, obviously, they have to try and work out during the drafting phase is still how to make their lanes very stable for when that Nature's Prophet does rotate over. They're probably not going to win the lane the Oracle goes to, primarily because Oracle is just so damn good at giving regeneration and potential scary nukes.
Yeah, the Oracle was one of the first 2 bans, right, by Navi? Yeah, it was. It was, I think it was Bounty Hunter and Oracle.
Bounty was banned in the second phase by VP. It was Earth Spirit and Oracle were the first 2 bans.
Oh, Earth Spirit, that's right. It was one of the roaming 4 positions. And I thought, I was like, okay, the Oracle's kind of interesting. But it is one of the direct counters, I feel, to the Batrider.
5 seconds
we've recently been experimenting with because of what the I took it from the Chinese scene. They ran a Night Stalker Batrider lane that I thought was pretty cool. It was this aggro dual lane that was able to establish a lot of dominance and put pressure on carries like Spectre, who are very dependent on their laning phase going well. So it's able to put pressure as well as secure a faster Blink Dagger for the Batrider because he's not being zoned out immediately, right? And the biggest issue that we've encountered with that combination is that the Oracle as a support absolutely destroys because the sticky napalm stacks are purged off by purifying flames. So initially it was just like, oh, Oracle, like he makes somebody magic immune. So that actually makes some sense, right? So you're fire flying over them, but you save them from the magic damage. But it's actually so much more than that because of the fact that you can purify off the sticky napalm stacks and then all the other saving mechanisms, right? Because then Oracle, you go later on into the game, and then the ultimate is really valued because you instantly take off the lasso.
Yep.
So Oracle is just I feel like the direct counter to Batrider. With this hero first came out, I was raving. I was like, it's the counter to Darkseer, right? But it's actually so much more so now that I've realized it against Bat.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, they have him in this game. It's going to be really odd for me, though, to have a Batrider off-lane game. Because I know General, that's where he's going to take it. But I've been casting so much of No Diggity of late that Qualifier keeps taking it mid and dominating anyone he finds. It's actually crazy. You get 7 6-minute Blink Daggers.
Yeah.
You're able to, because you're so close to your own jungle, you can just flash farm it. Yeah. That's the downside about like running it on the offlane, you still only got that one camp or potential the stack camp. So I looked to VP to block up that easy pull camp on top lane.
Especially since Batrider's so good against some of the other opposing mids. It's a general counter. I don't think it's a laning phase counter, but it's a general counter to OD because the sticky napalm affects his right clicks, right? So you can't turn very easily, so that really slows you down. But it's also like a good matchup hero against the Invoker as well. I've seen that. Seen some Batriders mid that. So that does seem like a really big advantage, the teams that are able to run mid Batrider.
It's a crazy kill potential as well. Because you get like that sticky napalm, so you go up to 4, and the normal rule is like you hit like 3 or 4, you back out, you lose your sticky napalm, and then you come back into the mid lane. But so many mids have to have presence on the front lines, and to do that, you risk the 5th sticky napalm, then Firefly into death. And you can use Flame Break to also, like an early point up in Flame Break, to reposition. Shadow Demon, pick up really early on, and this is a lack of combos, lack of stuns. It's
no. I know what happened.
What happened?
Seneko typed in Shadow and then immediately clicked on the hero and hit enter. But he meant to get Shadow Shaman, not Shadow Demon. Now this makes sense. Because, you know, Shadow Shaman for art style does make a lot of sense, right? You know, Seneco's the Wisp, you get the Shadow Shaman for art style, you have Disable, you know, all this stuff. It's a really good dual lane hero.
All we're missing right now is a Kunkka.
I'm not sure why they're picking up Shadow Demon, but you are right. It has to be a combo like that, right?
Yeah.
It has to be like they're going Leshrac. They're going like core Leshrac right now, or something crazy because Shadow Demon's just not a good hero.
Like, can you purge anything major off? Like, is that maybe what we look at here? Like,
you can purge off the magic immunity of Oracle's Fate's Edict. You can't purge off the ultimate, but you can slow the hero down after obviously Oracle's ultimate has been used. Phantom Lancer.
Well, that's not a combo here.
But that is a really good mid hero versus Invoker. I think this started off in the Southeast Asia scene. It's actually really interesting. If you follow the hero trend picks, the counter picks, it's actually really interesting. For example, like the OD Mirana combo that we saw very briefly at Shanghai, that came from South America. And then went to North America, and then went over to China for Shanghai Major. The Phantom Lancer versus Invoker, I think, started off in Southeast Asia.
It was QR.
Yeah. No.
MVP's QR?
No. MVP stole it from one of the South Asian teams. I just can't remember. It's like TNC. I think Teehee. Yeah, Teehee runs it mid.
Okay.
But that was that. I think they were the first one to discover that Phantom Lancer beats Invoker mid. Doesn't actually matter, Quaswex or Quaswex or Quaswex. Phantom Lancer actually beats both of those. So that, you know, and then it very rapidly, right? It used to be when our regions were a lot more split off, it used to be these trends would stay within their regions for the most part and occasionally trickle over, but now it spreads like wildfire. It happens in one region and then very quickly spreads to others. So we may see like some sort of weird Wisp Phantom Lancer mid. So the PL's kind of solo against the Invoker, except for he gets some bottle charges from the Wisp, and the Wisp will be stacking up for the Batrider. So that way General can get that fast Blink Dagger no matter how tough the matchup is for him.
I just don't see the kill potential, though, from Na'Vi, because right now VP could also switch up their lanes. Like, they could push the Emperor with PMS into the mid up against the PL. Run the Invoker up on the top lane.
I think that would be still fine though, because with Phantom Lancer, I'm pretty sure would just be able to pressure the Ember Spirit back.
Even if you run like a pure dual lane and Clinks, that is not nasty combo, but it's.
I guess we're wrong to him either.
Does this mean we actually get like a Dendi PL as well? Because Ra would normally take like the Clink stroll. Does it have to be like a Dendi PL, a general Batrider, a Ra Clinks, and then just like Snako and R-Star picking up the SD and IO? I don't see the synergy. Like, there has to be something coming out here where the synergy makes sense. I just don't see it.
I will say that I like Clinks here. I think Clinks is one of the more valuable carries that are 5th pick because it does really well against most of the offlaners that are being run right now, and it abuses most of those intelligence mids, the Invoker ODs, just because he offers so much early physical damage. He can solo you pretty quickly. I think there's like a couple of carries that Klinks is not good against, so that's why you have to 5th pick it. For example, like Sven. I think Sven is pretty good versus Klinks because of his Warcry. And stuff like that. But I think Klinks here made a lot of sense. You already see the cores of VP. There's not really a support that's going to threaten you too
10
much.
seconds remaining.
VP should be looking for a 4 position right now, by the way. Greedy jungling 4 position, I think. Oh, they go for...
There's still your roaming Earthshaker.
Yeah.
That's support ES.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a roaming hero or a jungling roaming hero. And they went for the pure roaming. I think that's because they're afraid of the combo that's going to be happening in mid. It actually might be necessary for G to have some backup. Earthshaker is also a really solid counter versus Phantom Lancer, obviously. I was thinking, like, I actually don't remember what the bans were that were left, but maybe they weren't very good junglers left, or like I was thinking the Enigma.
They still had the Lion, which would be a nice way to get rid of all the PL illusions.
No,
junglers left. You had Enigma, but the Chen and Enchantress were both banned out.
Yeah,
you would have had to go
5
something like a 4-position Doom.
So the Enigma was banned out.
Enigma was not banned out.
Okay, I think the answer was Enigma or Earthshaker. I think those were the 2 toss-ups in my head. I don't think any of the other 4 positions are as good as these 2. Enigma would have been a little bit greedier, but you would have allowed your Furion to go a different build than the mech build, and you still would have had some rotational power and some control. While the Earthshaker is ensures your laning phase a bit more, and also offers you a more direct hard counter to Phantom Lancer. Enigma, I would say, is more like a soft counter in a way. He's got an AoE disable, but obviously Echo Slam is more valuable.
It's always interesting to see where Invokers want to Sunstrike early on. This time he actually Sunstriked exactly on the spot the General is standing.
30 seconds.
I think he was looking for like the prep to battle for the top ward, top rune.
I wonder why. No, I wonder why you would do that as opposed to the fountain to get information on items.
You may have actually done both. Like instant Sunstrike, then have a secondary one after.
Maybe.
Sticky Napalm's now going to prepare. I wasn't looking at his first one. So they battle for the top rune. Dendy's here as well. They're starting up already. The Fortune's End going to be put onto the top of the Bat Rider. It will be Klinks and Invoker who grab the runes. There's a lot of sticky napalm charges already up. How much do you wish you were carrying a stick right now? And we get the lanes. R-Star, where are you going? They're going to start Fortune's End. SD Disruption is now going to be self-used. Fear, no fear, still has the fissure available. R-Star locked in the corner. That Sunstrike coming down. R-Star will go down. God may die for the cause, however. They will claim the first blood on the Invoker, so he'll probably just TP back to mid in just a moment.
What's happening?
Right now we're running basically a quad lane mid for Na'Vi versus the roaming Earthshaker and dual lane of God and Aloha, but that was a very unusual maneuver from Artstyle.
Yeah, that was weird. Na'Vi at some point in time got it into their head that they could take that fight because they had so many sticky napalm stacks, and they were kind of right. I think you're okay with, in a way, trading off first blood for a kill on G.
It's just if that momentum could still be sustained. Yoku got a little bit more space up on top lane, but you're running this duel off. Snako with his early bottle, combining it with General.
And never mind, I forgot they didn't stop the bounty rune from being picked up, so that was actually perfectly good for VP. But yeah, you will see how the how the Dendy Phantom Lancer fares up against G's Invoker.
The Searing Chains, Yoku, where's his fish? Just gonna hit General. He's too close towards the tower. The damage output isn't enough, however, mainly because Snako is still keeping him alive. But Aloha Dance isn't giving up. Like, he's chasing it a little bit deeper. There's another fissure off cooldown in like 8 mana, now less. And they'll just keep tethering away. But all the bottle charges and stick charges have been burnt. And FNG, I'm wondering just how much of a good time he has on this safe flame. Obviously, Diddy Ra's gonna have a lot of damage through his searing arrows to clean up the wave and the treants.
Little ball of light. It's not so little anymore. Aloha Dance is giving him some right clicks, and all of a sudden, Seneko picks up a double damage rune and turns and fights him.
The only rune which actually you can work out that Io is using.
Yeah.
Every other time, he looks exactly the same. Aloha comes in from the side. No Fear still got his fissure available again. But how do you actually kill this lane? Like you kind of got to pop Seneko, right? Like you don't go on general.
You always go on the Wisp. That's like Wisp strategies 101s. That like people like even at the highest levels, you know, they get into their heads like, oh, but we'll just pop this core hero real quickly. You just always want to go for the Wisp first, but it's going to be difficult. I think Na'Vi set themselves up really well. I thought the Wisp was actually going to be doing more of like a passive role where he was stacking for the Bat Rider. So they would, you know, ensure they have this like big stack, double stacks, because that's the power of Wisp is that he can double stack the spirits. And then he would, you'd have this like good timing blink dagger no matter how bad the lane was for the Bat. But them actually running the Wisp Bat Rider dual lane was something I didn't quite expect, but was a great choice by them.
It's like Arsal just set up nicely for Diddy Ra, just to go into the strafe, a whole bunch of searing arrows. And Arsal's going to prioritize poison over everything else. So they try for this nice long range damage. No Fear, winding up for the fissure. He sees Snako is so low, Fortune's End will fly. Snako, he will go down. They bring in the support from FNG. Obviously you can't control General with Sprout, but you can with the Searing Chains. But he keeps going. Is the nuke damage going to be enough? It will be. Yoku stays alive. No Fear gets out of the fiery flames. And VP get 2 revenge kills.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Bat Rider turning and trying to go for the Ember Spirit turnaround kill, I was like, nope, he's not going to get that. It's because the Oracle offers you too much burst damage to make that work. But as you can see, like Dendi may be low on HP right now, but he's about to get his bottle thrown out to him. He'll go back up to full. The Phantom Lancer works out really well against the Invoker. Even 2 like legendary CIS mids.
Art style. This may not be the most comfortable place for you. Bunch of treants and illusions. They're moving into a body block position. The Sunstrike's going to miss, but Art style will die to FNG. And they ping exactly the spot he put down that Observer Ward. VP needs small things like this, because right now the CS board is quite heavily in favor of Na'Vi. The net worth isn't really looking it. In fact, the net worth is almost 0. Same for the experience. So for all the CS they're getting into the Clinks, as well as the PL, they're still missing out on a lot of it. Because Yoku's still getting more farm, the Invoker's playing catch up. This will obviously change a lot more once the Minus appears. And FNG obviously can farm everywhere across the map. So I'm not even sure about that top lane. General, like he's really deep underneath that tower. The nuke is from Aloha Dance. He's got 1 more available. The Sunstrike's on his way, not going to hit. They're going to lose again. This dual off lane after it seemed to be so good. Arstyle is here to play the Synderen role. Basically, that last man to die for his team. Sprouted up in a tree circle. And it'll be FNG to take the last hit.
The Shadow Demon is definitely not working out as a pick. You could say that right now.
It would make more sense like if it was just that lane presence, like you throw out poison after poison and you're dropping someone low, but then again, you've got an Oracle on the opposite side. Like, all he's got to do is just do a couple of burst heals and you're good.
Yeah, I believe...
And now they actually find General. Fissure into Fortune's End again. General tries to go into Firefly. Searing changes there for the secondary control factor, and General just explodes.
Aloha Dance racking up those kills, man.
Maybe Na'Vi just want to be like EG. Let's fight through the lower bracket.
Is there a lower bracket?
Yes.
Okay.
Double elimination. Best of 3's the whole way to the best of 5 grand final.
I believe some of the other regions don't actually have double.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because I think the C region is just single limb.
Southeast Asia was single elimination. You are correct. Same for the American qualifier. Europe is the only one where we have 2.
I think that's fair enough, though.
It's because we had... Actually, no, we had the same amount of teams in the European one as we did the Southeast Asian one. But it's the timelines as well. so everyone can apply for visas. So I think the tournaments need to be run a little bit faster. Maybe the other point of it all.
Yeah.
Snakeo is on the run, but unfortunately, Ball of Light doesn't beat Ball of Flame. And looks like the mid lane as well. Didira, welcome to the fight with the Flame Break. Pushes the Invoker back, so God was in range long enough for Didira just to get those 3 searing arrows into him. So good rotation from Na'Vi. They find something, but they're not instantly turning this into what I thought they were going to, which is like straight out tower damage. That's one big thing which I've taken away from watching a lot of the European Dota recently. The second you take a kill, you take a tower. Right after it, you have these push lineups with Lone Druid. Even Klink's has been part of these lineups as well. The only issue is obviously Klink's mana pool.
Yeah, Klinks is actually really good at abusing Furion, if you think about it, because he rotates so often into other lanes that Klinks is one of the few carries that can truly threaten towers solo.
God's dead again. He puts down the ice wall, but he couldn't get out in time. Tried to actually cold snap it. Now FNG arrives with the dust, so it gets revealed. Wrath Nature bouncing around. Aloha Dance to give FNG a little bit more life here as FNG just has to keep walking away until in comes Yoku. Quick searing chains. You're going to say goodbye to the IO. Didira on the run, but he cannot afford to die to Yoku. There's too much money. In fact, they just give it over to FNG. So you lose the Invoker multiple times. This delays the hand of Midas, just like it did Dendi in game number 1. The only issue I'm feeling is Yoku's getting way too much out of this map. He's been involved in 9 out of the 11 kills of VP, 3 of which he's taken himself.
Yeah, Yoko's getting actually an absurd amount of levels.
Is he going to Spirit Jump? Yeah, he's going to Spirit Jump General. Very easy searing chains. More TP supports on the way. And Yoku, he's still got Flame Guard available. Looks like Aloha Dance is the one who's in trouble. He's already used his False Promise. So Aloha Dance will be going down. He doesn't have enough regeneration to actually pop one of his heals. But Yoku is battling up against Artstyle. Well, if 3 deaths isn't enough, 4 will just have to do. Yoku will pick up a double kill. He's still got Spirits Away, which he'll use, and the Fissure block. Perfect timing from No Fear. Makes it impossible for Na'Vi to keep the chase going.
Yeah, big difference between Na'Vi when they go for some of these dives. The VP actually have the kind of heroes to punish you. Long range Fissure, the Furion being able to TP in, sprout you, and stuff like that. But Na'Vi don't have the same kind of controlling heroes that punishes tower dives. Plus the fact that VP also have a very farmed Ember Spirit, one of the most mobile carries you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
That also helps out a lot as well. It's this weird combination of, and it honestly just comes down to the fact that they have a Shadow.
Snakeo, he's got to tether target, but unfortunately for him, Sunstrike and Wrath of Nature connected before he could tether away to General. You got to give FNG props. Like, I know sometimes at LAN events, like, you have that question mark, like his bounty play, I think it was, from ESL One. There was a lot of questions about his positioning in a lot of fights. But tonight, like, that Faceless Void moment inside the Radiant base, and now with just these TPs into mid lane, and before, even in game 1, he was showing it, his game sense is really on the mark. No Fear, that's not going to work for you. Nice try, though.
Yeah, I think that FNG, this is definitely his off-lane hero right now. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the other VP games, but just from the way he's playing this, which is like hyper-aggressive, he's going for the mech build.
Yeah, General's dead. Searing Chain, Sunstrike, that TP will never work. Yoku just sets up too easily for this Invoker, and with that kill, like, it's a decent amount of cash, but it's Invoker's Hand of Midas now done. So God gets to get the 11-minute Midas, even though they focused him a lot.
Now you've done one of the worst things in the world too, by the way. You fed an Oracle. And with the Ember Spirit moving around, they are able to offer the Oracle solo laning potential. So it means now the Oracle has kill potential against almost every hero of Na'Vi.
Dira. He wants to get this kill. The Observer Ward, there's no sentry. Actually, yeah, they do. The sentry, Dira just came in range of it. The Sunstrike's going to connect. Oh, boy. Just have to look a little bit further north to see that one. And also now it's a Shadow Poison to counter push the mid lane.
Yeah, Shadow Poison is like a de-pushing measure. That's the best that Shadow Demon's going to offer you at this point.
He's got more net worth than the Earthshaker, at least. No Fear's got 1 death and 6 assists. But still, Arstal has more net worth. Dendi getting fissured up. He does have Doppelganger available, but you can see Yoku. He's waiting for the maneuver. That's why he's there with the Flame Guard. He's got the Searing Chains available too. Snako will arrive. That Sleight of Fist. Yoku dodging a lot of the abilities, and now Dendi, he can start fighting thanks to the regeneration from Snako, who is out of it, however. False Promise available for Oracle. Lasso's going to go. They can't stop this from happening as a low hard dance will pop. Snako still so low. FNG wants one last attack. He'll have it from the treants. Or will he? Yes, he will. But loses his life for it. Arstal gets the double kill, throwing out poison after poison to try and find it. And the Earthshaker backs up. Yoku, no fear. He just needs another like 2 seconds before he had the fissure that would stop that damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But one person wasn't there the entire time. That was actually a 5-on-4 fight for Na'Vi in their favor as far as numbers go. God just didn't exist there, apart from one Sunstrike.
Kind of standard for Exort Invokers. They go for the Hand of Midas. They try and build into Ags. They're pretty much a walking farming station that can occasionally throw out global Sunstrikes. That's kind of just the way that Exort Invoker works.
Prophecy being right on top of Snako. You can say goodbye to him. Invoker is coming down to help out just in case. And they're going to capitalize on this. The drum's already done for FNG.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Alacrity onto the Ember Spirit. You get to mop up the creep wave as well. So they should actually be able to bring down this tier 2 tower. And this is before Na'Vi has taken that tier 1 tower on top. They actually took the tier 1 tower on the hard lane of VP first.
Man, he just got his drums. He's going to have mech so quickly on FNG. Because he's been a part of 11 out of 19 of these kills. He's allowing them to be able to push towers. I really think that against VP you actually have to ban Furion. It seems to be a very good hero for FNG. They just seem to have the strategy worked out.
Isn't it against every team you want to ban Furion anyway?
I mean, no, not necessarily. I personally feel like it's one of the best offlaners you can get, but not every team feels the same, and not every team plays Furion this well. Not every team is like really good at being able to pressure towers early, you know, and that's something that Furion does exceptionally well. He's this kind of pointed skill set in the early game.
No Fear tried his hardest. Help's going to come in from a low hard dance, and Dendi, well, he committed Doppelganger to chase after that fight. Snaker's going to arrive. He starts to relocate out, and
Whoa.
he does actually, yeah, he had Dendi. They disrupted him up and took it back to base. They're regenerating up pretty quickly, so they can just bring Dendi back to the front lines. This isn't a problem.
So you can relocate a disrupted target. Okay.
By the looks of it, yeah.
Huh.
You would think disruption should break the tether.
You'd think so too.
I always find that amusing with the two different, like, there's two abilities which always remind me of each other, is Astral, Imprisonment, as well as, like, Disruption. You take someone to another world, basically. But Tether doesn't sustain through Astral, Imprisonment, I believe. Arstal finds a target. He's got Dendi with him, no fear. He's waiting for the fissure time, the flame break, however. Oracle, he'll have to false promise himself. He'll lose his life no matter what happens, Wrath of Nature or not. He hasn't managed to burst heal himself up enough, so Io will actually be the one to kill the Oracle, and Clinks finishes up the tier 1 tower.
You know, what's funny though, is that he didn't actually die when his ult exploded. He still lived through all of that damage, and only had like a sliver of HP, but he still lived through that ult.
Well, he had a Ghost Scepter. They couldn't easily inflict damage into him.
Yeah, it's just the hardships of feeding an Oracle early kills like that is that he, with his Ghost Scepter, he's able to become invulnerable. Fate's Edicts off, you know, any magic damage, Ghost Scepter's any physical damage, starts healing himself.
Radiant's top tower is
That
under
Deso is
attack.
up on the Clinks now. So a lot more damage arriving for Dira. Also a lot more potential to kill off buildings. But only after they're able to get like a good fight.
Yeah, well, they still don't have anything to deal with Yoku. I mean, they've got Batrider, but it's I think it's going to be very hard for Batrider to find these kind of openings. Yoku's just going to be running around the map, farming up, split pushing your lanes, and Navi's #1 priority, I think, on general. And the hard part is you can't use a support to go with him. You have to actually relocate one of the carries in, preferably the Disruptor. And you're seeing exactly why. Like, Yoku's one of those, Ember Spirit's one of those, like, it's never 100% the gank on an Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like trying to gank a Slark. It's just a low...
You basically need to get like an initial control on him and then follow up with a huge ass control, like something on the scale of Black Hole to keep him in position.
Yeah, so when their only disable is the Batrider's Lasso, and then they can't actually use the supports with the Batrider to kill that person while they're lasso. They actually have to bring the Clinks in to kill that hero.
Didira, FNG gonna sprout perfectly with the dust. Didira gonna get hit by the Sunstrike too, and the Wrath of Nature from FNG finishes the job.
So you combine those two problems that you have. Your lineup isn't good versus Ember Spirit, and Ember Spirit is, yeah, he's just going to be able to do whatever he wants and split push and all that jazz. And then you combine that with the fact that he's getting like crap tons of gold and experience because he's being a part of so many kills now. So he's going to have a fast Battle Fury, which is then going to turn into a fast Linken's, by the way, which makes our job for the Batrider even more difficult. Na'Vi got to figure out this situation. They got to figure it out fast because Yoku's just going to spiral out of control.
Yeah. If they don't lock him down, then you've still got the other problem of, well, goodbye hardstyle. Oh, no fear. Not 100% certain the Echo Slam was required, but he threw it out anyway. Want to make sure he found that kill. FNG's coming over. There's no fissure available for the moment. In fact, General, he got Slider Fits and Syrian Chains, so he can't even get himself in to get the last two off. Natus Promise the one on the front lines with a whole bunch of Treants, and you look for that false promise. Still available here from below hard deaths. FNG's dropping low. They're actually burst healing up FNG, while Didira on the run out of here, and now FNG. Now he's got the promise. He's actually away to safety. You can doppelganger up here, Dendy, but the fissure from no fear. Actually, FNG's trapped in. He can't TP himself out. And now maybe with the Syrian Chains and Sleight of Fist, nope, Snako will arrive as well. They bring in the cavalry here. And Virtus.Pro will be forced to retreat. Wow, did he actually...
Yeah, he's still got the Wisp.
And the Forged Spirits are killing Arstar too, because the Sentry Wards are down. So he saw where Arstar was moving. Dendy is low thanks to Yoku. Spirit up. Yoku is actually going to Spirit up and back down again. God's Aegis Immortal will trigger a Yoku. Okay, he takes so much damage until the Deafening Blast. Dendy and Arstar had no life whatsoever. And one Deafening Blast will remove them. And it's an Ultra kill coming out the way of God.
I don't think I've ever seen that. A Deafening Blast insta-killing two heroes like that. I've seen one hero all the time, but...
They were really overstaying their welcome, however.
Yeah, that fight was super messy.
Snako? Secondary TP is on the way, but the Forge Spirit's got Alacrity on it. Right now, it's killing Snako.
Forge Spirits are a real funny spell. Real funny, Ice Frog. Real funny that Snako almost dies to a Forge Spirit and a Sunstrike.
Wait, did he actually get hit by that Sunstrike?
Yeah,
too?
he got hit by it. He went down to like 20 HP or something. Yeah, good joke. Good joke, OS Frog. Way to...
I think there's a lot of other things that you could pitch on this.
No, man. I mean, have you played support against Forge Spirits?
Yes, I have.
You encounter this just casual split pushing mechanism that's twice as strong as your hero. You're just like, oh god.
Okay, to two Forge Spirits, Dendy, like your primary core, just dropped a half-life. Yeah. And had crap all armor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but at least you're rewarded with lots of gold when you kill them. Oh wait, oh, good joke, good joke.
Just pick an OD into it, then you're okay.
Yeah. Well, this game.
That's how you counter imbalance. You just pick more imbalance. That's how you balance the power. that's why people didn't
balance the power. OD on one scale, Invoker on the other.
Tell me you've actually played up against a team which has CK and OD in the same lineup.
I don't think I have.
You have got to play up against a lineup like that. Wow. I have cast like 3 or maybe even 4 of those games where it's just been that combination, and it's laughable. Like, because there's no way you could win. You have an armored early CK. He's got so much life. He'll pop any hero with huge amounts of physical damage, and then the OD's got all the magical power and the ability to actually save CK if things go wrong. And vice versa, thanks to Reality Rift. General you were really watched heavily as you came in through the rear. He's going to die before the fight even begins. Snako was attempting to relocate save out, but Amin's going to be coming back right into the middle of Virtus.Pro, but for now, he'll tether to art style. Do they even try and chase this? You got the Invoker down low, but not low enough. And yep, welcome back, Snako. No fear. Fissure allows Yoku to get the last hit. Nastar trapped again in the Green Priest procession of death, aka Circle of Trees.
I think they need to make Shadow Poison like pure damage or something in order to make this hero like viable again, because it's just getting destroyed by the Oracle. Like Art Style's like stacking up Shadow Poisons, thinking he's going to be able to do something, and then Aloha Dance just boop. You know, he just Fates Edict somebody, no more magic damage being taken. I honestly feel like Na'Vi, they had some big holes in their draft on both times. Like,
they drafted uncharacteristic heroes too.
yeah, the Jakiro was
Treant
weird,
Protector wasn't that normal either, but SD has been picked for a very long time for a very good reason. No Fear's getting ripped apart by Diddy Ra, but now he exposes himself as well. He might be to get that kill over on FNG. No, he won't. Disruption will buy a little bit of time, but Yoku's still there. Right mark, Slide of Fist Searing Chains. Hello, Lasso. They've got Aloha Dance. You're taking away the heal, and Na'Vi are finally having themselves a decent fight until Slide of Fist back in again. Dandy will pop. Yoku's back into the mix just because he can find back and jump on the spirits. Snako also the run out here. It's a double kill for Aloha. Yoku will take 2 to boot. Meanwhile, back at the mid lane, the Rax is already going down.
So I'd say when you said decent, Toby, I was like, Toby, you know, you could call everybody like dogpiling on a support and then getting blown up by Virtus.Pro, fine, but you know, at the end of the day, you're still trading so many of your cores for support. Yeah, Na'Vi are done for. I mean, the first game, I saw some sense in the Jakiro. I wasn't a big fan of it, but honestly, there weren't many supports left. This game, though, the Shadow Demon is very clearly the bad pick here. And VP, again, just abused the draft. They saw, like, oh, Na'Vi don't have any disables? Well, I'll just pick up an Ember Spirit.
Let's get away with 2 lanes of Raxes. No Fear's got Echo Slam. He's got Fissure up in 1 second time. The Sunstrike!
Oh!
It's brutal!
Just when you think you're winning,
Racked.
just when you think you're winning something small, you still lose. That's Art Style's life. That is his life.
They're relocating. They're going up top lane. They're looking for Yoku. They're able to use the defusal charge, but now Yoku, hello Lasso. General arrives at the perfect time, but he's dragging the Flame Guard, I say, back into Tsuneko, but we'll be okay. They get the kill, and 671 gold into the hands of the Bat Rider. But you're down 2 lanes of Raxus. Roshan's up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. God's going to have a peek to see if he's going to instantly spawn. But holy crap. That was the... Okay, it's almost 20k in the net worth. At least the experience comes back up with that 1 death. That's nice. Dendy. Good thing for Doppelganger. Bad thing for FNG. He didn't even use Orchid. Like, I don't even know if that's disrespect level that you don't even Orchid the PL. Yeah, he used all of his escape mechanisms, but...
Oh. Dendy thought for one glimmering moment, he was like, thanks, Ice Frog, thanks for nerfing that OP Deafening Blast Meteor combination so I can Doppelganger through it. And then he came back to reality after that Doppelganger and then realized that Invoker still has, like, you know, 5 other spells that are OP. Cold Snap! Kupa!
And...
Yep.
There's been a lot of bitching in this cast already.
I mean, you just gotta clown a little bit because this game's pretty much over for Na'Vi. I mean, they're so far behind. It would be such a big comeback. If they could get a lot of pickoffs like this, they could come back.
This is nice.
But again, they have to get a lot more of those. You know, what is nice. You need another 10 more.
Well, you got a 10-second BKB from Diddy Ra to help it happen. He's got to use his Death Pact and look for another target. But like doing that every minute, like a kill a minute isn't going to be enough.
Oh, Jesus, he has a refresher.
Yeah, he does. That's a 26-minute refresher roll.
He's not even. He doesn't even have Ravage yet. He doesn't even have the level 21 Deafening Blast combo and he has refresher already.
Dude, he's going at 720 gold per minute. That's the reality right now.
That's so absurd.
At least it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Comeback method. Take out Roshan. He might want friends though.
Roshan needs.
Did you realize doing this without Death Pact? If he had Death Pact, this match should be even more doable.
He's also running out of mana.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to.
He's got Soul Ring. Yeah, he's got Dendi. Because illusions are great against Roshan.
Dendi.
Oh, they're coming. FNG!
Oh, no.
Don't spoil the party! You weren't invited to have cake!
Oh no!
He's gonna go down, but Tornado will fly through, and Dendi, well, he at least jumped over the cliffside, but Invoker will steal all the hard work that was done by Na'Vi, and then jumping up. Yoku, the Sunstrike's on the way, he knows which one's real. And he knows he also doesn't want to fight into the diffuser blades. But damn it to hell.
You know, it's funny enough. That's what Dendi said when he didn't get on the cliff with the Nature's Prophet.
They're relocating. They're coming in. The slide of fist searing change and the Echo Slam.
No.
Murphy was ready for it. Taneko's going to die from the fall. Just from. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. He survives to get one hitter down by the slide of fist at the very end. As Yoku chasing up after General with the Orchid up. There's no lassos. There's no abilities. And now Arsal can officially die for his cause. They fully see him with a gem.
It's like with your dying breath, you're like, you threw everything you had. You're like, you tried to dogpile the Earthshaker again. You threw everything you had to be able to kill him. And in your dying breath, the last insult to injury is watching No Fear. The Oracle Ultimate, you know, it ends, the whatever it's called. And all of a sudden, it reveals that No Fear is actually full HP. It's like that final insult. You're just like, we threw everything we had and it didn't matter. Oracle stopped us. 18-42. VP. I mean, that was a super clean 2-0 against Na'Vi.